science where they've identified two different types of motivation, which is intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation.
Yeah.
So if intrinsic is something internal, extrinsic is something outside of us. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to share that. So that's what a lot of the research is. Now, as we know, in thought leaders and a lot of the start with why, Simon Sinek and high performers, like a lot of studies in that, we learn that, I don't know where I was going with that, but the thought leaders have made it different tools to drive motivation, such as start with why, things like that. So I don't know if I answered your question.
Um, just my question was just in the research papers, is there another word that they're using that's not, they're not using vision, but is there something that they would say is sort of equivalent to vision, which is the why, right? And you're
Per-
saying like Simon Sinek and these other people are really studying, if you're going to do something, you got to be connected with why you want to do it. Otherwise, you'll give up, right?
yes. So the why is like, well, the why can be for two different reasons. It can be why I want to do it. I'm doing it for intrinsic purposes. Like why? Because I love it, because it's going to impact humanity. So the why does fall into intrinsic and extrinsic. So the why can be, I want to make money. I want to be rich. Well, why do you want to be rich? Or why do you want the money? Because I want to live in this beautiful home, or I want to vacation. I want to drive a fancy sports car or a hybrid car, whatever car you like, a
Yeah.
motorcycle, boat. Like, so yeah. So, I mean, I don't necessarily want to go into the science behind it, but this is
Yeah.
what initially drove me to say, yes, I love talking all things motivation.
Awesome. Awesome. We got some kids in the background, so if you hear noises like a sneeze, that's my beautiful kids, and they're my motivation. They sometimes they think they're not, but really underneath it all, everything that we do as moms is like we're just trying to live bigger and share that with our kids, right? So
Well, I love that you bring up this kids, because what first we get to find what drives me, and
yeah,
my first motivation to shift careers was because of my kids. So my kids were an extrinsic, they were outside of me. My
yeah,
kids. Even though I also wanted to do it for myself, showing up as the best person
yeah,
for my kids, but my kids were like this outside driver for me, outside motivation. And motivation is like amazing when I can figure out what motivates other people, especially our
right.
kids, because everyone's different.
Mm, yeah, absolutely. I'm just thinking of like yeah, everybody is different in their motivation. That's a good thing to remember, right? And I'm just thinking because I know uh, one of my kids, she kind of hits up against procrastination sometimes, right? And so then like I was, I've heard different things about that, but what would you say to a person that's like keeps getting stopped by procrastination?
Well, I
What
would say,
what would motivate them to
don't we all procrastinate?
We all procrastinate something. There's something I'm not doing right now because I'm hanging out with you, right? Like,
So, I mean, I even this morning I was thinking about motivation as I woke up, because I knew we were going to have this talk this morning. And one of the things that an area of opportunity for me is motivation in jumping out of bed.
yeah.
So I procrastinate getting out of bed a lot of the time.
Oh,
And today I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to actually, and this is the story that I tell myself when I'm conscious. I'm excited to serve my purpose today. I'm excited to impact lives today. And this morning, actually, one of the first thoughts was, I'm excited because I'm a drift buster. I actually realized I am a drift buster. And this is fun. So today I'm going to bust the drift. Um, so with kids, it's finding what motivates them. So every child is different, and this even ties into style flexing
Yeah.
and understanding um, what is important to everyone. Because what is important to your daughter may be different than you have a son too, right?
I
Or do
have
you just
three
have that?
daughters. I have four
Oh,
kids. Daughter, daughter, son, daughter.
okay. So
Yeah.
each daughter is also motivated by different things.
Yeah.
They think different things are important. So we get to find out what's important to them. Like,
Yeah.
for example, my daughter is a little bit behind in her schoolwork, and she's realizing, oh my gosh, it's like Friday's the end of the quarter, and there's a lot of things that get to be completed. And the motivation wasn't there, and also my lack of motivation to stay on top of it. I'm responsible for everything, so it wasn't important for her to like have the reward of daily completion. What I'm finding in this moment, as her grades are not where she wants them to be, is that she is driven because she sees the grade, and she is tying some significance to the grade. And what I imagine, because this is something that I have too. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm good. I can.
Okay, I
Oh,
didn't see you for a second. Is
it's okay.
that
I can see you. You're
okay? So I
teacher.
don't see you anymore, but that's okay. So the grade is actually the meaning behind the grade, and I think the significance of what she's putting to the grade, that
Mm,
maybe that she's not important, or that she's not worthy, or she's not enough because of the grade isn't an A or the grade isn't a B. And so
yeah.
this feeling associated to the grade. So the grade may be intrinsic, maybe internal or external, but I think it's both.
Right.
The grade actually is important to her. She just didn't see the grade or wasn't connected with the grade a month or two ago.
Yeah, and that's interesting, hey, because I remember people, yeah, talking about that years ago, like with intrinsic versus extrinsic in terms of like teaching and stuff, right? Like um, you want people to want to do things because it feels right, rather than always some like external, oh, I'm gonna get the gold star, right? If I do this, I'll get this result. Whereas we want to get to that place where it's like, oh, we do good things because it feels good, and we love others because it's like it's like a transference, I guess, of what am I trying to say? Like it just feels like like I think I already said it though, but it's just basically we love one another because it feels right. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
I
kind
mean,
of motivation.
we all are motivated by love. We're either, seeking love or feeling or avoiding not feeling enough love. So like you said, that love is the motivator. Yes, it
Oh, I
is.
like that. Okay, tell me more because you said we're either seeking love
Or
or
avoiding
the
the
feeling of being unloved.
yeah. So this is like I would say, a universal truth. This is, emotions are universal. So my background is in psychology, so I've studied a lot about emotions and I've written about it. Um, so emotions are universal, and at the root, we were brought into this world pure love. I don't. You're still there, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Because the visual keeps changing. Maybe it's when we're talking. So we are all pure love, especially like with divine, no matter what you believe in religion or God or creation. It's like we come into this world unconditionally love. That's why everyone loves babies, or just can look at babies and go, ah. So we don't know anything but love when we're brought into this world. So um we learn that we must do certain things or be certain ways to to feel love, to feel loved. So I mean, love is, and then it gets really complicated because we learn, like, if we cry this way, we're going to receive love. If we cry that way, our parents might, go the other direction, might reject us. Right. So it's a very primitive, like, it's learned even within the first year, like we learn we learn things about love. So as adults, we're always seeking love or avoiding not feeling loved. Is that what I said before?
I love it. Yeah,
And this
thanks for
is,
reiterating because it's so good. It's right because then we can evaluate. Okay, am I just like trying to fill some empty space here? Right, the whole idea of like, am I compensating for like, is this choice coming out of like a grounded place, I guess, or like a place of integrity and authenticity, or is this choice coming out of me feeling a lack of something and trying to make up for that? Is that
yeah. So I have this tool that I'll share, and it's a kind of a mantra. It's just is, um, the mantra is like, is this out of love or is this out of fear? So I ask myself that internal question: is this coming from a place of fear or is this coming from a place of love? And I can ask myself that. And I can also get curious with other people if they're coming from a place of love or a place of fear. So in human behavior, so this goes back to human behavior, like, we're either moving towards pleasure or we're moving away from pain. So this is the concept as human behavior. We're moving towards pleasure or away from pain. So when it comes to love, because we all want love, we're either seeking love or avoiding feeling rejected by love.
mhm. Wow, I love that. Thank you so much. That's a really
I
good way
find
to
it in my human behavior because are we in the PhD group or are we in the your main group?
I think we weren't able to get live on my other on the PhD. We attempted that, so this one is
Okay.
live on my Facebook.
Okay,
Yeah.
because it matters the audience who I'm talking to,
Yes.
especially
Thank you.
leadership
Yes.
terms.
Yeah, that would have been
So,
helpful information for you at the beginning, yeah.
I forgot what I was going with that because was actually filtering some language so I could land the message. So, anyhow, I forgot where I was with that thought.
Well, you were talking about we were just talking about this whole decision-making process of being conscious about are we making decisions out of love or fear? And
Yes.
evaluating, is that how you like evaluate every one of your decisions? Or how
Well,
like
when
how does
I'm
that show up for
conscious,
you
because
when you're
most of our
conscious?
decisions are right, 90 to
Yeah,
95% is unconscious. So,
automatic.
one of my tendencies that when I'm is avoidance. So I see in my human behavior that I want to, like, avoid things. Like, all, actually, it's, as in leadership, we have a certain term for it, but I avoid. I'm a avoider.
Mm,
So I get curious with myself in that moment because it's actually, it's unmotivating. I'm not in motivation if I'm avoiding.
yes. Yeah.
So avoiding is, I'm typically avoiding, not I'm avoiding because I don't want to feel rejection of love from someone, or I
Yeah,
have a fear of that.
absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like you just landed. I feel like I had this question mark in my brain, and of something that's going on in my life, and I feel like that it was like, oh yeah, that's the answer. I'm avoiding this because I'm avoiding the rejection. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So bringing
And
it
it
back.
and I'll tell you what that thing is. It's actually stepping out and offering myself and my services, right? And so there might be more underneath why I'm doing that, but it's just like it's avoiding monetizing basically. Like I'm happy to offer myself for free and I'm happy to talk and talk and talk. But I've been avoiding monetizing. And so that's my adventure of okay, is that to get clear on myself and that'll maybe take some more self-reflection of am I just avoiding rejection in this? And that could be the answer. So thank you so much.
Yeah, well, I think it's a little bit of both. I think that we do things for both reasons. So it's, avoiding not feeling loved, so avoiding the rejection of not feeling loved, and also not um like not feeling love within. So it's about, like, for me, it's I'm avoiding to not feel unloved by someone else, but really I'm also unloving myself in that moment.
Oh, so by oh, wait. Okay, so by avoiding the rejection, I'm also avoiding loving myself. Is that what you said? Did I hear that right?
Yes, yes, so it's
Oh,
both.
I think so. Somebody was coaching me on that yesterday. They're like, yeah, like if you're not, if you're not offering your services and like collecting money to be able to take care of yourself and pay your bills, then you're not loving yourself. So I feel like that's a reminder of that good message. Thank you.
So it's twofold, yes. And so this is tied into motivation. So finding really like what motivates us beyond not feeling loved by others and not feeling love for ourselves. It must be bigger. That love that's at the end of that we're motivated towards the action, right? That love must be so grand that it's going to outweigh the unloved that I may be experiencing in the moment or fearing that I'm going to experience. So,
Okay. That
bringing it back to the beginning of our conversation
yeah.
when you asked about, motivation and what really creates motivation, and you guessed love.
Mm,
And
yeah.
yes, it is love.
Yes. So awesome.
It's
Well, this is
love of
perfect.
the vision. It's love of the vision.
A love of the vision. Yeah. Yeah, and really getting connected with your vision and really on vision, right? Like staying on vision and really believing in it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I even I had an aha awareness this morning. And I'll give you an example of motivation and why it's important to find what motivates us. So I realized I made a declaration, was it last week? Yeah, last week. And the intention was to earn a certain amount of money by the end of 2023. Um, and thinking about motivation this morning before jumping on here, I realized, some people are driven by money and other people are driven by impact. And I'm not even driven by money. So, I mean, yes, it's nice to have the money, but it's not a motivator for me. So, this is really important for many people because many people want money, but if you're not motivated and driven by the extrinsic
Yeah.
motivation, which is money is external,
Yeah.
then making goals that are associated with money are not a motivator. So
Yeah.
I caught myself this morning realizing I get to shift the intention of my goals right now and my declaration because I am driven by impact. I'm driven
Yeah.
by making other people actually, be motivated and create their goals. I'm driven by changing lives,
Yeah.
impacting lives. So I realized, okay, I made this goal of a certain money goal, and I like, no, I'm going to renegotiate that with myself. I get to declare that I'm impacting 5 business owners versus having a monetary goal.
Right.
So it's a constant awareness of
Mhm.
finding, what motivates us, choosing from that place of love what motivates us. And if we're choosing something that isn't important to us, isn't something that I love, then I'm going to procrastinate.
Yeah. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Carrie. So good to have you. I really appreciate all your words of wisdom today. Thank you for sharing some
Well, thank
motivation magic with us. And
thank you.
yeah, some mom love. That's all good too. Yeah, because that, being able to impact people is, I, that's, that's what is important to me. And so that's what I get to measure. Right. So,
Yes. Yes.
so good.
Absolutely.
And I do
No.
just want to do a shout out. Sorry, I'll just get back to you in a sec, but I'm just going to do a shout out for Dave Reed, who is not visible on the live feed, but he is doing the back end behind the scenes. And thank you so much, Dave, for your time and your talents today. I appreciate you sharing them. Dave has a couple channels. One's a tech channel, surprising enough that he's my tech guy here today. And he has also released like over 200 pounds in the last, in how, I can't remember the timeline, but it's been a short period of time. He's on a journey to get healthy, and he has a channel on a carnivore diet. So
What's his channel?
yeah,
What?
I don't know if he can. Fuzzy Road to Hell. So we can hear him, but his voice isn't channeling through to the live feed here. So we will we'll link that, and I'd love to get you exposed to. Lots of people would love to hear your message, Dave. So well, I'm excited to see you. So Keri, any wrapping up thoughts? We got just a minute here.
Well, I want to just say that's a perfect example, Dave, of having motivation. Like, it just amazing. You must have so much love to be motivated to lose 200 pounds. That's amazing. You had it. I acknowledge. Yes, lots and lots of motivation. So with passion and love, anything is possible.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so much,
Trina.
Keri. Okay, I'm gonna end the live.
Okay.
Perfect. That was great. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Exciting. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you being. This was like our first effort. Like he's got a whole